Had a few kids, bought a new house, promised you heaven, but it never did work out. Got a new job and moved uptown. I bought you everything, you never questioned why. All this time I waited for a season where everything felt right. All the different phases and the reasons to make it all worthwhile. My best kept secret is I never loved you quite enough. There in the moment, in my white dress, an overwhelming second of regret. Driving on a freeway with no exit signs, losing control and speeding faster than light. All this time I waited for a season where everything felt right. And all the different phases and the reasons to make it all worthwhile. My best kept secret is I never loved you all this time I waited for a season where everything felt right. All the different phases and the reasons to make it all worthwhile. My best kept secret. My best kept secret is I never loved you quite enough.
Say something like you love me and make my day like you always do, like you always do. Hold my hand and look me in the eyes so I can tell you how I feel, tell you how I feel. Every day something new. If I spend it with you, with you. Oh, I want you right now, and I need you right now, My world is spinning round, round, around. Oh, I want you now, now. My world is spinning round, round, round. And I want you now, and I want you now, and I want you now. How you move and what you do has made me so crazy about you now. Love
slow down. Fireplace, do you know how? Piles of paper, my desk is out. Who will care for the world out? Rest with me, close to curtain, brew some herbal tea. Reach out for me, take my hand and lead even when I disagree. Oh, how I love when it rains outside, and it's okay to slow the ride. Discover books I forget about, and who would care for the world now? Rest with me, close the curtain, brew some herbal tea. Reach out for me, take my hand and lead even when I disagree. Maybe then I can relax. Bring my feet loose in my bed. Rest with me, close the curtain, brew some herbal tea. Reach out for me, oh, and take my hand and lead even when I disagree. Rest with me, close the curtain, brew some herbal tea. Reach out for me, and take my hand and lead even when I disagree. We've said our goodbyes, but we won't go home just yet. You got your head down, just like when we first met. I can't believe it's ending. Why did we f it up? So stupid and upsetting. How can I give you up? We've said our goodbyes, but we won't go home just yet. Let's stay here in this moment, pretend that we're not broken, and kiss me like you used to do before it all went down. 'Cause when the moon is falling, our love will turn to nothing. So kiss me like you used to do before it all went down. Give me this one night, hold me one last time, kiss me like you used to do before it all went down. Give me your love now, before it runs out, and kiss me like you used to do before it all went down. It wasn't easy, but somehow you fell for me. I was your baby, and you were my clarity. I can't believe it's ending. Why did we f it up? So stupid and upsetting. How can I give you up? It won't be easy, but say you'll remember me.
tried so hard to be fearless at times, and I didn't know what I might find or what I'd miss if I didn't go, if I didn't go. I've always been afraid of the shadows, never really knowing what might appear. But once you get used to the darkness, your eyes will learn to see. They learn to see. So I will try. I will be scared, but I know that I stand tall. Know that it's okay if I fall, 'cause I fall back into your arms. I started to go, but I was frightened. I wanted so to find another way. I'm a late bloomer to everything the last minute. So before it's too late, it is too late. I will try. I will be scared, but I know that I stand tall. I know that it's okay if I fall, 'cause I fall back into your arms. But even if the times are changing, and even if the stars might disappear, there's nothing I fear, 'cause I will try.